I bet. So my fault again. I'll take questions at the end. Well, real quick. So we're gonna have a question like this, right? And it's gonna say factor completely, right? Does anybody want to do it? Tell me what to write. You can even tell me the process. Go ahead. Mhm. Before that, though, what do I do? GCF, right? So what is the GCF here? Six what? You're right. Six what? 6x? No, six what? 6y. Very good. Right? So I'm factoring out 6y. Remember, whenever you factor out a 6y, it's like you're dividing by 6y. It's like you're dividing by 6y, right? 6 and 6 cancels out. Y and y cancels out, leaving back x squared. And then what is negative 24 divided by 6? Say it again. 4, right? Positive or negative? All right, so negative 4. And then y in the cube will become squared. So this is y squared. All right. Now we can do what you said, Albert, the difference of two perfect squares. So what's the final answer? Tell me. So 6y, right? We still got to keep the factor. And then what else? What is it? Uh-huh. Huh? 2y, good. And what's the other one? Uh-huh. No. What is it? Plus, 2y, all right? This is my full answer. That's how you factor completely. All right? So GCF, difference of two perfect squares, pull it apart, boom. All right? And yeah, this is question one of your practice exam on WebWork, so. On WebWork, like look on WebWork. It's the last thing that was posted. I'm not posting nothing else after that. Like that's it. That's it.
But if I just go down to X minus, I mean, 6y, X.
Like you did x squared minus 4.
No, last,
Like 6y x squared minus 4y squared. That's incomplete.
no, the 6. The
Mm.
bottom.
Oh, you didn't do the x plus 2y? Nah,
No, the whole thing on the bottom,
yeah.
not the first.
Oh, like you just jumped to the answer?
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever, yeah. But like I said though, like I said, when you do that though, you gotta be like spot on, you know? So like I really, really, really recommend showing your work. Like really, really recommend showing your work. All right, here goes another question, right? So it says, which of the following is a factor of the polynomial, right? The reason why I'm cutting it out like this, because like y'all don't have multiple choice on your test. So why entertain that here? Anyway, that being said, I want to factor this. Help me out. How do we factor this?
Um,
Okay, GCF. So what's the greatest common factor here? AC method. Okay, we can do the AC method, all right? Actually, all of the quadratic stuff that we learned, completing the square, quadratic formula, all of that would apply to this question, right? If you use one of those other methods, like the quadratic formula or something, you're getting the answer to it. You didn't have to change the answer back into the factor, right? So long story short, like I'm just gonna show you something and we're gonna get into this. I'll do the AC method since you recommended that, right? But let me just show you something. Let's say that I have x is equal to 6. Right? X is equal to 6. And let's say that I wanted the factor of this. Like, where did this come from? Right? How do I get that back? Right? All you got to do, subtract 6 over here. You do to one side, you do to the other. Right? And the factor is literally just this, x minus 6. That's all you do. Right? If it was x is equal to -5/3, I'm just making it up, right? Just making something up. And I wanted to get the factor of where that came from, right? Very simply, I'm gonna add 5/3 over here. I do to one side, I do to the other. So now you have x plus 5/3, just like that, right? But you know that there's never a factor that has a fraction in it, right? So what you have to do then is just carry this 3 over to the front here. So the real factor answer is 3x plus 5. Right? That's if you want to use the the quadratic formula, or you want to use completing the square to answer this. You're gonna find the answers. This is how you change the answers into the factors. Your choice if you want to do that or not. But we are gonna do AC method. Yeah, this is being recorded, so don't stress. So I have 6x squared plus 31x plus 33. And you remember this corresponds to ax squared plus bx plus c. So what is a times c? Exactly, 6 times 33, which is what? So I heard 198. And then what's my b term? 31, right? So now I need two numbers, and when I multiply them, will give me 198. But when I subtract them, excuse me, when I add them together, will give me 31. Right? So what do we think? For me, huh? Add them. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Add them.
Add to 31 and multiply by
198. For me, what I'm thinking, I would do 198. That gets broken down into 6 times 33. And I would break down the 6 into 3 times 2. These are prime. 9 and 22.
Yeah.
That sounds good, right? So you see how I have these 4 prime numbers here? Some kind of combination of them would work, right? So you said 9 times 22, so that's a 3 and a 3 together. Let's take a look. 9 times 22 is 198. 9 plus 22 is 31. All right, that works. You just play around with it. Yeah. So my way of doing it, I took the 198 and I just broke it down into its basic prime factors. It's 3, 2, 3, 11. And I just do some combination of that. That's gonna get me to the 31. Right? Some combination of these 4 numbers will get me what I need. I don't know the combination, but I know what to play with, like, so to speak, right? And 2 and 11 is 22. No? And then boom, you have it. So after you do that now, right, you're gonna rewrite the equation we have. So we have 6x squared, but instead of the 31, I'm gonna do plus 9x plus 22x plus 33. And now that we have 4 terms, we're gonna factor by grouping. So I'm gonna group the first 2 terms together. Greatest common factor over here is what? 3x, right? Very good. Remember, when you factor out a 3x, it's like you're dividing by 3x, like you're dividing by 3x, right? So 6x squared divided by 3x is what? So 2x plus 3, very good. And what about the the 22x plus 33. What's the greatest common factor there? 11, all right, positive or negative? Positive 11, very good. So remember, it's like I'm dividing by 11. It's like I'm dividing by 11. So 22x divided by 11 is what? 2x, very good. All right, a positive divided by a positive is a positive, and 33 divided by 11 is 3. Excellent, right? And then the 2x, for which one are you talking about?
Where did we get to?
Oh, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then the x and the x squared, like, yeah, that's how. So then now we're gonna do greatest common factor. I have 2x plus 3. And whatever's left over, I'm gonna put that in parentheses, 3x plus 11. That's it. All right. This is just factor, yeah, factor completely. It's also the second question of your homework. Whatever you want to do. Wait, did I really just skip a question? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My mind is not here tonight. I skipped the question. I'm sorry about that, you know. I guess the order of the questions don't really matter though. Here's the next question, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, right? When I have 4 terms, what do I do? By what? By grouping, right? So I'm gonna group these two together, right? So I have a left-hand group and a right-hand group. On my left-hand group, what's the greatest common factor? 4a, okay. So now, remember when I factor out of 4, it's like I'm dividing by 4a. It's like I'm dividing by 4a, right? So 24 divided by 4 is what? So 6x, good. And then 20ay divided by 4a is what? All right, so plus 5y, very good. Now I have a 66bx plus 55by. What's the greatest common factor there? 11, what? No. Right, so plus 11b, very good. Remember when you factor out 11b, it's like you're dividing by 11b. It's like you're dividing by 11b, right? So 66bx divided by 11b is what? 6x, very good. And 55by divided by 11b is what? Plus 5y, right? After that, greatest common factor out. This is 6x plus 5y. And then whatever's left over, write that together. So 4a plus 11b. And that's it. Questions? Good? All right, let's keep going. Huh? Hmm?
So,
Yeah.
on the test, we're gonna have our final result.
No. That's why I'm cutting it out like this the way I am, you know?
Oh,
Because the answers don't matter, you know? I mean, for your homework thing, they matter, you know, like choose the right answer. But for me, it's like whatever. There'll be some factoring, but not a lot. So this is the next question here, right? It says find all the solutions to the equation, right? So I have 4x squared is equal to 12 minus 8x. What should I do? And there's no wrong answers here. Just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Well, the 4x is on the other side, right?
Plus, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to add 8x over here. And what I do to one side, I do to the other, right? So now I have 4x squared plus 8x is equal to 12, right? And what do I do after that? All right, so I'm going to subtract 12 from over here. What I do to one side, do to the other. All right, so now I have 4x squared plus 8x minus 12 is equal to 0. So what do I do after that? We could factor it if you want. That's fine.
Is that the negative b?
If you want to. All those answers are right, whatever you want to do. If it was me, I would go your way. I would factor it first, right? I would do the greatest common factor, which is 4, right? So if I factor out 4, what am I left with? I'm left with x squared 2x, right? Minus 3, right? Equals 0. All right. And now what do you want to do? Oh, no, we gotta finish it. Yeah. Huh? Whatever you want. We could complete the square. We could do the AC method. We could do the what's that other one? Quadratic formula. Whatever you want. Your choice. I mean, you have it on the sheet, so you ain't gotta. Yeah.
Um,
All answers are right here.
well, she told us how to do like.
Okay. So you want to do completing the square? All right. So we're completing the square. I got x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So what do I do first?
B is.
No, before we do that, what do I have to isolate first in completing the square? Not the x. Sorry about that. Right. I have to isolate the constant term. So how'd I get rid of the negative 3? All right. So I'm going to add 3 over here. What I do to one side, I got to do to the other. All right. So now I have x squared plus 2x is equal to 3. All right. What do I do after that? All right. So negative b over 2a squared. Good. Plug it in. So I heard negative what? 2 over 2 times 1 squared. So this is like what? Negative 1 squared. It's positive 1. And after you get that positive 1, what do you do?
Add it to plus 1.
Okay, and what else?
1.
Right, so you add it to both sides. I'm gonna add 1 to both sides, right? All right, so now let's factor this. X squared plus 2x plus 1, what is that?
That's X.
Plus or minus? What? Plus 1, right? So I need 2 numbers that multiply to 1 but add up to 2, right? And then 3 plus 1. Somebody do it on that calculator real quick. What's that? 4. All right, thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so now I gotta solve for x, right? So what do I gotta do? It's that square. How do I get rid of the square? Square root it, right? So I'm gonna square root this, but what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other, right? So now, what do I have? I have x plus 1 equals what? No, equals plus or minus 2, right? Then what I do after that? Remember, I want to solve for x.
Yeah, you got it.
Right. Exactly. So I'm going to subtract 1 from here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So now I have what? X equals negative 1 plus or minus 2. So that gives me 2 answers, right? One of them is what? Negative 1 plus 2, which is what? Positive 1. And the other one is what? Minus 2, good, which is what? Negative 3. Excellent, right? These are my answers, right? Both of them. Right? No, you're good. Yeah. We only check when we have the radical questions. And when we have the fraction questions, the rational questions. Those are when we check. And rationals, the ones with the fractions. No? You can check it. But I'm just telling you it'll work. So don't waste your time, you know? Yeah. How was it?
You
That's
want me
good.
to speak,
Right?
so I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, that's what
Yeah.
we
You did the onions and peppers? Nice, nice. Yeah. Oh, got you. Yeah. Oh, my fault, my fault. Too much. Yeah. Give me 1 second. As soon as she got it. Right, there you go. My fault, y'all. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. All right. Let's take a look at this next question, which might look familiar because it was on your test. And yes, I did just copy your questions off the test. If you're wondering. Yeah. All right, so let's look at this, right? So in this question right here, it's just asking us to multiply, right? That's what the instructions say, multiply, right? So what we do, we're gonna factor it as best we can, cross out the like terms, and that's our answer. It's that simple, right? So help me out, like 20y plus 45. What's the greatest common factor there? 5, okay. And what's left over? Not y. 4. 4 what? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. 9, right? Very good. Over. What's the bottom? So y squared minus 16. Factor it. Not 12, no. Y minus 4, very good. And y plus 4, very good, right? Times. We have the y plus 4 up here. Help me out on the bottom. What's this? Y, good. And what's left over? No, 4y plus 9. Very good, very good. After that, we just want to cross out the like terms. That's it. Cross out the like terms. So I got a 4y plus 9 right here. I got a 4y plus 9 right here. I got a y plus 4 right here. I got a y plus 4 right here. After that, you know how we multiply fractions, right? Straight across from left to right. So what is this? 5 times 1 is just 5 over, what's this? 5 times y minus 4. And that's it. All right. Questions on that? Are we good? All right. So factor, cross out the like terms, multiply straight across, and then that's our final answer. That's it. 2 steps. This is multiplying rational expressions. That's what that is. Yeah. But you know what? Like, let's keep the fun going. Right? Let's keep the fun going. How about this one? We're gonna divide rational expressions, right? How I do this? Keep, change, flip, right? So I'm gonna have x squared minus 60. Good. Times, very good. Very good. Right, now we factor. What's the top? Very good. X plus 4, very good. What about the bottom? What's that gonna be? Plus what? X plus 2, very good. And what else? Very good. Well done. Right? Times. And yes, the one on your test is gonna be that easy. X plus 2 over X, yep. After that, just cross out the like terms, right? I have a x plus 4 here, x plus 4 here, x plus 2 here, x plus 2 here. And then you remember how we multiply fractions, right? Just straight across. What were you saying? Mm-hmm. That's it, over x. And that's it. Questions on that? Good? All right, let's keep it moving.
Oh, wait, what?
Question? This is the question here. Awesome, you're welcome. But I mean, tell you the truth, y'all did so well on that. Let's take a look at this. Same thing. What do I do first? It's probably just a little bit easier than what was on your test. The same, right? Yeah, we want to find that LCD. What's the LCD of the top? I'm gonna do the top first. What's the LCD of the top? X minus 1 I heard, and what else? Exactly, x plus 1, right? So now when we find the LCD as x minus 1, x plus 1, right? What do I have to multiply this one by?
Well, X plus.
Exactly, right? But what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top. What about this one? What do I multiply this by? X minus 1, very good. But what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top. Right? All right, let's simplify this down. So this is gonna be 4 times x plus 1 minus 2 times x minus 1 all over x plus 1 times x minus 1. All right, I'm looking at the denominator now, right? Looking at the bottom part. What's the LCD here? Nope. X plus 1, I heard that. X minus 1, excellent, right? So what am I gonna multiply the x minus 1 by? Exactly, x plus 1. And what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top. How about the x plus 1? What am I gonna multiply that by? X minus 1, good. But what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top. And let's put it all together. Let's put it all together. So on the bottom, I'm gonna have x times x plus 1 times x minus 1 all over x plus 1, x minus 1. Just like that, right? Then we want to distribute, combine like terms, all that good stuff, right? So what does this become? Plus 2, very good. Over the x minus 1. And what about the bottom? What we got?
X squared.
Mm-hmm. Plus 1 what? 1x, very good. Very good. All over the x plus 1, x minus 1. Very good, right? So now we want to combine like terms, right? So I'm looking at the top, right? So that should be 4x minus 2x is what? 2x, and then 4 plus 2 is plus 6 over. Excellent, very good. On the bottom. Over. Very good. Right? Keep change flip. So now I have 2x plus 6 over the x plus 1, x minus 1 times, flip it. Very good, right? And then, yep, we should do this. But we have to verify too, though, that this can't factor out. So I have 2x plus 6 over this x squared plus 2x minus 1.
You don't profit the two X?
No.
Yeah.
Because they're being added. That's not the same thing. Right? But I would like to see a greatest common factor in the numerator, factor out a 2, leaving back x plus 3 up top over the x squared plus 2x minus 1, right? And then you could leave the answer like this. That would be the most simplest. You can't. I need two numbers that multiply to -1 and add up to +2. What are they? Yeah. Actually, you can, because you have other techniques now, but you can't. Yeah. Sure. But that's all of it. I have to go kind of small for that. Let me see if I could hit that one time and yeah. Let's see the word. No, that's not the question. The question's up here. That's the question. Without the writing, of course. And if you want to see it again, this is your practice test on WebWork. That's where I'm getting these, just stealing them, right? And I'm just doing the questions. You're welcome. All right. Similar question coming up now. So I want to subtract these rational expressions right here. So what do I do first? Not that. Factor it, right? So let's factor this. So this is going to become 3x over what? What is it? Plus 1? X plus 2x minus 3. That's close. That's really close. Flip it around, right? X plus 3x minus 2. That's the one. All right? And then minus 2 over x minus 2, right? And then remember, I want to find the LCD. What's the LCD here? Now this one over here already has an x minus 2. I just got to multiply this by the x plus 3. But what I do to the bottom, I got to do to top. Then after that, let's just distribute, combine like terms, all that good stuff. So I have 3x minus, distributing this over here now, This is gonna be 2x, right? And that should be like what, -6, right? Questions on that? That's just numerator, that's just the top part. X minus 2, x plus 3. After that, we should combine like terms and get what? X minus 6 over x minus 2, x plus 3. And that's it. Easy, right? X minus 6, so 3x minus 2x is 1x, and then the -6. And then that's coming from distributing the -2 up here and then combining like terms. Yeah. Alright. This one, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So this is a typical question on the final. Next one's real small. Whew. Next one is a tiny, tiny question. Tiny, 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 tiny question. Tiny, tiny question. Oops. So what do I do first here? Hmm? You want to solve for x? Yeah. Factor it, good, right? So I have a 2x over x minus 2 plus 3 over x minus 1 equals what? Before that, -6 over what? Well, the answer is on the sheet. Really? It is right there. It's all good. So I heard x minus 2 and x minus 1. Very good. Well done. All right. So now, what's the LCD? We could talk. X minus 2, x minus 1. Excellent, right? So I have the x minus 2 right here. What am I going to multiply this by? Exactly, right? But what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. Over here, I have the x minus 1. What am I going to multiply that by? X minus 2. But what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So now what do we have? 2x times x minus 1 plus 3 times x minus 2 is equal to what? -6, right? Whenever we're solving for it and we get the same denominator, you can eliminate it, right? So let's solve this. Help me out. All right, so I have 2x squared. I heard that. Minus what? Minus 2 what? 2x. All right, then distribute this. What do I have? Plus 3x minus what? 6 equals -6. Excellent. Let's combine like terms over here. I have 2x squared minus what? Or plus what? Plus x, very good. Minus 6 is equal to -6. What do I do after that? All right, let's complete the square. So I'm gonna plus 6 over here, but what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So now what do I have? I have 2x squared plus x is equal to 0. What do I do after that? All right, so we're gonna divide by everything by 2, right? Everybody gets divided by 2, right? So now I have what? X squared plus 1/2 x is equal to 0. What's that formula? Very good. So we have negative b over 2a squared. All right, help me out. What is this? I have negative 1 over 2 times 2 times 1 squared. This becomes what? Negative 1 over 2 times, what's this? 1 over 2? Remember, that's like over 1 squared. I don't know, it just happened that way. Anyway, we could do this. Positive times a negative is negative. Negative 1 over 4 squared. And what's negative 1 over 4 squared? It's 1 over 16. Very good, right? So I'm going to add 1 over 16 here and add 1 over 16 here. So what's this factor us out to? This is going to be x what? X what? Is plus or minus? Plus 1 over 4. Very good. All right, now I want to solve for x. So what should I do next? Square root it, right? So I'm going to square root this. What I do to one side, do to the other. So now what do I have? I have x plus 1 over 4 is equal to square root 1 over square root 16 plus or minus. So this is going to be x plus 1 over 4 is equal to plus or minus, what's this? Like 1 over 4, something like that. All right. And then after that, I want to solve for x. What am I going to do? Exactly. I'm going to subtract 1 over 4 from here. What I do to one side, do to the other. So now I have what? X is equal to negative 1 over 4 plus or minus 1 over 4, right? And that's going to be equal to what? Two numbers. 2. So negative 1 over 4 minus 1 over 4, right? Which becomes what? Negative 2 over 4, which becomes what? Negative half, right? Then you're going to have negative 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which becomes what? What is that? 0. These are my answers here. What half? Yeah. Uh-huh. The half? The half was right here. We divided everything by 2. Right? Because remember, to complete the square, the a term has to be 1. So you divide by the coefficient front. Yeah. I go scroll up. This? Oh. This is like the first half of it. Got it? And then this is the second half right here. Yeah. So,
calculate, right? For this, like, it covers the whole board, like, no problem.
it's true.
About 2 and 3.
Same thing. The same thing. But it's easy though. Like 3 is like the easiest one of all.
Calculate.
Yeah. Way better.
it's better to take the math classes in like longer semester.
Depends on your major. Yeah. For you, it doesn't matter. But like for like someone who's majoring in math, it might matter. All right, this is a real easy question right here. How I do this? First off, it's negative. So what happens to negative exponents? Exactly, right? So this becomes 1 over 27 over 64 to the 1/3 power. Help me out. What is that?
The third one.
1 over 3. So what does that become? What's 27 to the 1/3 power? What's that? 6 over 4? No. Three over 4. Okay, very good. Right, and then what do I do after that? How do we divide fractions? What do we do? Over 1. Keep change flip, right? So this becomes 1 over 1 times 4 over 3. Multiply straight across. Final answer, 4 over 3. So you keep change flip. Keep the 1, flip the denominator. The 1/3? Calculator. That's what he did. But also, what's the cube root of 27? That's 3. And then what's the cube root of 64? It's 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, that's what I was saying, like,
Yeah.
I've heard my friends say something like that.
Yeah. You shouldn't stress because that thing could do it.
Or not.
I give you a hint, make it look exactly the way it looks on the board. So we are approaching the halfway mark of the exam.
In parentheses.
Yeah. Like exactly like the way it looks on the board, yeah. And again, if y'all bored and y'all know this already, do your homework. This is just a review, nothing new.
Take a field test this.
Yeah, probably with easier questions. All right, so then we got this question here, right? Where it says simplify the expression. Wow. And then you just want to simplify it basically, right? So let's look at A. So for A, I have the square root of x cubed, y squared, cube root, x cubed, y squared, fifth root, x to the 5th power, right? So this is not so bad, right? Just apply the power to everybody, right? Looking at the first one, this should become what? X to the, what's this, 3 over 2 times y to the 2 over 2. Down here, this should be x to the 3 over 3, y to the 2 over 3. And then this one should just be x to the 5 over 5. Right? Now, help me out. Whenever I multiply exponents, what do I do? What's that keyword there? Add them, right? So this becomes x to the what? 3/2 plus 3/3 plus 5/5 times y to the 2/2 plus 2/3. And just add them. Nothing crazy. All right. This is like 3/2 plus 1/1 plus 1/1. Multiply this by 2, 2, 2, 2. So that's like 1 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 7. So this is x to the 7/2. And oh my gosh, Microsoft for real? 7/2. And this is gonna be y to the, what's this? Gotta multiply, we'll call that 1/1 plus 2/3. So multiply this by 3, this by 3. So that's like y to the, I think, 5/3. Then that's it. Go ahead. So the 3/3, the 5/5 can, simplify down to 1/1. So 2 is the only, yeah. And that's it. Nothing else to do there. You can leave it alone. Yeah. All these questions I'm going over today, these are sample questions for your final. You know? Like you'll see questions like this, but easier. You're welcome. All right, y'all gotta bear with me 1 second. Like B is crazy. Give me 1 second. So I got X squared, Y squared. Just bear with me 1 second, y'all. Z to the 4. Yeah, just bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. X to the 4. Y to the 3rd. Z to the 3rd. Y to the 3rd. What's that power that's there? -2 power. Okay. Whew. What a question. So what I want to do here, right? Simplify the inside first, and then put the powers on everybody, right? So it's similar but different. Very similar. So what I would do is just do the numerator, right? X squared times x to the -3 is what? X to what power? X to the -1 power. Very good. Y to the 2nd, Z to the 4th over. No, whenever you multiply, you add them. So -3 plus 2, -1. Yeah. So now in the denominator, right? I have x to the 4, and this is gonna be y to the what power? No. So that's y to the 3rd times y to the 3rd is y to the what? 6, right? And then z to the 3rd right here. And we still have that -2 power. Now, divide the powers, right? So when I divide the powers, what do I do to them? Subtract, right? So what's the first one? X to the what? So -1 minus 4.
Oh,
And then y to the, what's that? 2 minus 6. And then z to the 4 minus 3. Hold on. And it's a -2 power. Let's do the math on that. Help me out. This is x to the what? Nope. -5. Very good. And this is y to the what? Close.
oh, wait, wait.
-4. Very good. And z to the 1, right? raised to the -2 power. And whenever you raise a power to a power, what operation do you do? Multiply, right? So this becomes x to the -5 to -2 power times y to the -4 raised to the -2 power, and then z raised to the -2 power, right? And whenever we raise the power to a power, we multiply, right? So -5 times -2 is x to the, very good. -4 times -2 is y to the what? 8. And then that's just z to the -2 power. Remember, it's illegal for me to have negative exponents, my answer. So final answer, x to the 10, y to the 8 over z squared. What do we think? Doable? Maybe the hardest question on your test is this.
Really? What's the? Not gonna have
Ain't that
rationals.
easier? Oh, radicals.
Rationals first.
Just
Don't have to put that one.
matter of fact, talking about radicals. Check this one out. So I want to simplify this. Help me out.
We're putting.
Yeah.
For-
Exactly. This becomes square root 28 over square root 11. Break down the 28 for me. All right, so square root 4 times 7, square root 11. So this becomes 2 square root 7 over square root 11. And how do I rationalize the denominator?
Copy it, right?
Close enough. Times what?
For 11.
Exactly. What you do the bottom, you do the top. Final answer, 2 square root, what's this, 77 over 11. Questions on that? Seven times 11. The square root 7 times square root 11. They're irrational numbers like decimals and stuff. Don't need to worry about that. Just stay there. You're good. Yeah. Hmm. No. Oh yeah, square root 11 times square root 11, square root 121, and the square root of 121 is just plain 11.
You know what a scholarship course is?
I'm not sure. Apply as soon as you can, though. Oh, yeah, you can do that real quick. So this next question is asking you to rationalize its denominator. So now, what do I multiply this by? Conjugate, very good, right? And what is conjugate?
7 plus 4 square root.
Very good. All right. So times 7 plus square root 4, excuse me, plus 4 square root 2. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 7 plus 4 square root 2. And then just distribute. It's that simple, right? Top is gonna be 7 plus 4 square root 2 over 7 times 7, 49, plus 7 and 4, what's that, 28? Yeah, 28 square root 2 minus 28 square root 2. And then what's this? Negative 16 times 2, something like that. Did I lose anybody? Combine like terms. This becomes what? 7 plus 4 square root 2 over 49 minus what's this? 32, something like that. So that's gonna be 7 plus 4 square root 2 over 9 minus 2 is what? 17, I think, something like that. Not bad, right? Oh, how to do that? Alright. So you FOIL it. You do like the first, outer, inner, and then the last. That's how you do it. The top part is just times 1, and you know anything times 1 is itself, right? So that's why I didn't do nothing with that. Oh. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be there, but you got your calculator, so you'll be all right. This question is not so bad. So we have a quadratic right here, and then we want to factor it. Or we're doing the AC method, right? Excuse me, not AC method, completing the square. Sorry about that. So what do I do first? I have 0 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 1. What do I do first?
It's your,
So before that, what do I have to isolate? All right. So we'll subtract 1 from over here, right? Hold on, Microsoft is ODing right now. Right? Hold on a second. Microsoft is like going off on me. All right, subtract 1. Oh Lord. You're killing me, Microsoft. Come on now. Come on now, don't do me like that, Microsoft. Oh shoot. How you got me like that, Microsoft? That's not nice. Oh, Microsoft, why you do me like that, man? Right? That's not nice, man. That's why Google be arguing with you though, man. All right, so we gonna subtract 1 from, oh, come on. For real? You gonna still do me like that? All right, we're gonna, really? Are you gonna, yo, Microsoft, what's good, man? All right, y'all gonna make Bill Gates come out of retirement. All right, so we're gonna subtract 1 from over here. What we do to one side, you gotta do to the other, right? So now I have -1 is equal to x squared plus 6x. Right? What do I do after that now? Right? So we have our axis symmetry, -b over 2a squared, right? Let's plug that in. -6 over 2 times 1, yeah. And then I guess that's like what, -3 maybe squared? All that 9, right? So I'm gonna add 9 over here. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So 9 plus -1 is what again? All right, so that's 8 is equal to, oh Lord, what is this? X, is this plus or minus? Plus, very good, what? 3, very good, and then squared, right? I want to solve for X though, because I want the answer here, right? So what do I do next? Square root it, right? Get rid of the square. What I do to one side of the equation, I gotta do the other side of the equation, right? So square root of 8 becomes what? Close. So let's start off with the square. So I mean with the 4. So it's 4 times 2, right? Is equal to the x plus 3. And then the square root of 4 is, all right, so now we're talking. So plus or minus 2 square root 2 is equal to x plus 3. Now, remember, I want to solve for x. So what am I going to do next? Minus 3, right? But what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do the other side of the equation. So now what do I have? I have negative 3 plus or minus 2 square root 2 is equal to x. That's it. Makes sense, right? It's one of the easier questions on the test. Yo, Ronnie, I don't know, man. As soon as you said, what about radicals? Every question became a radical. Yo, like the next two are radicals, man. All right, so check this out, right? So we want to multiply these. But you already know, right? We're just gonna FOIL it, right? Nothing crazy, right? Yeah. So 2 times 2, what's that? 4, and then 2 times this, what's that? Negative 6 what? Square root 5, very good. Then we have 3 square root 5 times 2, which is what? All right, so plus 6, what? Square root 5, very good. And then last one? Negative 9 square root what? Not 5. 25. Now we're talking. Now we're talking 5 times 5, 25, right? All right, let's simplify this down. This becomes 4 minus 6 square root 5 plus 6 square root 5 minus 9 times, I think, what, 5? All right, let's do the multiplication next. So we have 4 minus 6 square root 5 plus 6 square root 5 minus, I think this is 45, right? Let's combine like terms. What do I have? So I heard 4, no?
6 is good.
Very good. So now I have 4 minus 45. What's that? Negative 41. That's my answer. I'm done. That's it. Not bad, right? Yeah. So you're gonna have a question just like that on the test. No, it's not gonna be that hard. It'll be easier than this question. Oh yeah, that was hard. Like, yo, 4 minus 45? Like that's hard. That's hard, man. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yo, I don't know, man. It's like the whole test just turned into radicals, man.
At least we know now. though. That's the radicals.
Yo, make sure y'all study our radicals, yeah. It's not so bad.
4 minus 5. 8 times 8.
Close. Right? So we got to break this down, right? Before I can subtract this. So this is going to become what? So I have 4 times square root, what's this? 4 times 2 minus 5. And then what does this get broken down? Square root what? 9 times 2, right? I want the perfect squares. That's why. Yeah. So then this becomes what? 4 times 2 square root 2 minus 5 times 3 square root 2. Let's do the multiplication on this. This is 8 square root 2 minus 15 square root 2. And then 8 minus 15 is what again? Yeah. Negative 7. Okay. I'm trying to think. 14, yeah, you're right. -7 square root 2. All right. Yeah, that's a hard question. That ain't gonna be on your test like that. Yeah, that's it. 2, 3 steps. That's it. I think the question that I asked you on your last test was easier than this. Yeah, that was a good question. Like, yeah. Yo, for real, like, damn,
Radical.
yo, like that's insane, yo. Like the next, like, can I get a triangle or something? Like, damn. The triangles is mad easy though. Yeah. The triangles is what most of y'all need in the class. Yo, I think Alex and Jonathan are the only two that don't need the triangles. The rest of y'all need it in your lives, yo. Oh man. Not even when we watch basketball though, with the triangle offense and all that. All right, so look, we got this question here. Oh my gosh. So what do I do first? Minus x, right? So I want to isolate the radical. So I'm going to subtract x from over here. What I do to one side, do to the other. So I have square root 10 minus x is equal to negative x minus 2. What do I do after that? Yeah, how do I do that? Right. That's square root. What is it? And then what? Square it, right? So I'm gonna square this to get rid of it. But what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. Just like that, right? These two will cancel out. So this becomes what? 10 minus x is equal to, what's this? Let me think. I think x squared. What's that? Plus 4x, you right? Plus 4, something like that. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. What do I do after that? Huh? You told me that. So negative x minus 2 times negative x minus 2. And then just distribute. Yeah. So I'm gonna add x over here. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. What else? Subtract the 10, right? What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So now what do I have? I have 0 is equal to x squared. What else? Plus, not 3x, 5x. Very good. Very good. Minus 6. Very good. So now how do we want to answer this? Oh, you want to do the formula? All right, let's do it. So quadratic formula, right? Before I do that, what's my A? What's my B? What's my C? 1, I heard that was B. 5, and what's C? No, what's C? -6. Now we're talking, right? So quadratic formula, x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a, right? Let's plug this in. So negative, like what's the b again? 5, very good. Plus or minus square root, what's this? 5 squared, very good. Minus 4 times a is what? 1 times c, which is what? -6, excellent. All divided by 2 times a, which is 1, very good. And then after that, just calculator, simple stuff. So this is -5 plus or minus the square root. What's this? 25 plus, oh Lord, help me. Was it 6 and 6 is 12, 24? All divided by 2. And then 25 plus 24, what's that? 49? So -5 plus or minus square root 49 all divided by 2. And then you already know, right? -5 plus or minus 7 over 2. And then we're gonna have two answers here, right? Two answers. So we're gonna have -5 minus 7 over 2, and we're gonna have -5 plus 7 over 2. We do the math on that. -5 minus 7 is what again? Yeah. Yeah, like -12 over 2, right? And then this is like what, +2 over 2, right? So let's call this -6 and let's call this 1, right? That's what x equals. All right. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna go up because what am I supposed to do after this in this question? I told you this earlier. Ah, you gotta check it, right? Why you have to check it? Because it's a radical. Very good. That's what I want to hear. All right? Because it's a radical. So that being said, let's check this, right? So I'm gonna do the check. So for this check, hold up. Oh, you're not going. There you go. Yeah. Right? So I have -10 minus, let's try out the 6 first, right? Plus the 6. Allegedly, that's going to be equal to -2. Let's see. 10 minus 6 is like what? Square root 4 plus 6. Allegedly, that's equal to -2, but I don't know. 2 plus 6, I'm not sure. I don't have my calculator on me, so I'm struggling a little bit. Right, but 2 plus 6 we know is 8, right? And 8 does not equal -2, so that's not even an answer. Cross that bad boy out. Right?
Oh, negative.
Oh, that was -6? Oh, let's try that out then. Hold on. I don't even know. -6. Let me try that out. -6, -6. Let's try this out. So I made a mistake before. My fault, y'all.
It'd be hard.
That's why I didn't.
That's the right.
Nah, it's gonna be way easier.
But I'm saying these questions way harder.
Nah, way easier. You might not even want to do this. You might be able to just look at it and be like, oh, I can factor that. So, all right, so 10 minus -6 is like what? Square root of 16 plus, what's this? -6 allegedly is -2. I don't know. Square root of 16 is like what? 4. 4 minus 6, I'm not sure. That might be -2. All right, so -2 is equal to -2. So we good to go. Let's check the other one. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll down now and actually check the answer because I don't remember what it is. Is it one? It's +1? All right. Let's try out +1. I don't know if it's right, but we're gonna check it out. So this is square root of 10 minus 1 plus 1 allegedly is -2. I don't know if it is, but let's see. 10 minus 1, I think that's like 9, right? So square root of 9 plus 1, allegedly that's equal to -2. Let's see. So what's that? 3 plus 1. I'm not sure. It might be -2. But 4 does not equal -2. So yikes. 1 ain't an answer. So only answer here, x is equal to -6. You know what's sad on test 3? There was one question there that had no solution. I mean, it's sad though. Like whoever left it blank got to get credit. That's not fair, right? Yeah. Yeah, that really happened. Yo, for real, more radicals. Yo, study our radicals, man. Oh my gosh. Nah, I don't. Now, if I made the test, it'd have been like the test that y'all took before, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, like that. Even that would be on it, you know? Yeah, because we did that. Yeah. Yeah. But the department making that one, you know? But it's gonna look like this though. I promise it'll be similar.
Yeah.
You see it, right? Yeah, that link, yeah. So yeah, y'all could take it as many times as y'all need to and all that. You know, that there goes your practice right there. This one, this is mad simple. What is it?
Plus I.
So what is it? What's the answer? Close. So what's the perfect square that's here? 25. So this is square root negative 25 times what's that? Square root 3. And then the square root of negative 25 is what? Is 5 what? 5i, right? Square root 3. And that's my answer. Done. Yeah. That's it. The square root of negative 1. Yeah.
You can also just use the calculator and just add I to whatever it gives you.
On your calculator. Other people's calculators don't do that. Yeah. When you square root it, but I'm not square rooting this. Like this is just a plain, what is the square root of negative 75? Yeah. Like that's just like the raw question. That's all it is.
It's not that bad.
Right?
That's science, it looks like
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, exercise science is a major? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was fire, man.
You need us to complete that feedback form.
Oh, I don't even remember about that. Probably do.
But I remember last time, the teachers would ask us to do this, the department was
Yeah.
complaining.
I'm not even sure. I have to check my email and I'll tell y'all tomorrow. All right, help me out with this. This is mad easy. Don't overthink it. What is this?
8i.
8i, good. Times, what's this? 3i, good. And when you multiply that, what you get? 24i squared, right? And what's I squared? Exactly. So 24 times negative 1. What's that equal? Negative 24. That's the answer, done. Negative 1, yeah. And when you forget, it's on the formula sheet. Yeah.
I don't know, ever since you told me about them stuff, I didn't see them everywhere now.
Everywhere, right? You see one right now?
No.
Yo, they be out there.
Walking down the road over here.
Yo.
Just grass, just eating grass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're on.
Oh, like Pepe Le Pew be everywhere, man.
Seeing the raccoons diving in and out the garbage.
You seen the raccoons, right? Yo, man.
I seen them in
Yeah.
front of Nicky.
One of them lives in not Low Hall, Language Hall in the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Renfrey, yeah. Huh? He's chill, yeah. Yeah.
See them in the group, I was scared. I don't want to get mugged.
Right. They got the what's the other animal too? They got the hawks on campus too. You know, that's another thing. What they do? Yeah. Ducks. Oh, the things that be doodling? Oh my gosh. I don't even know what the geese or whatever. Yo, they're so lucky that we don't eat them because we ain't got no campus over here. All we need is some right? Yo, we get some rice and some barbecue sauce, like it's on. Right? Man, at least our quad would be cleaner after that. You know? All right, real quick, I gotta answer this. Help me out. How I do this? Say it again. Plug in the 3, yes. So I want f of 3. So this is what? Like what? 3 squared plus 2. Very good. So that's what? 9 plus 12 plus 2. All right, y'all the ones good at math. What's that? What's 9 plus 12? 21 plus 2, so 23, right? All right. My favorite math class. Oh, I'm joking. This is my favorite math class. All right, like Michael Jordan. Ironically, my birthday's on the 23rd also, of November.
Is it November?
Hmm?
What you score?
I'm Sagittarius, but the first day.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed it by a couple hours. You know? All right, so I'm just plugging in the -3 right here. Oh, that's about to be real right here. What's -3 squared? All right, so I heard 9. And then what's 4 times -3? -12, and then +2. All right, what's 9 minus 12? What's that? Close. -3 +2. And then what's -3 plus 2? -1. And then that's my answer. Easy, right? Just plug it in.
So it'd be better if you had you on the test, it's like, what's 9 minus 12? Like, oh yeah, that's just this every single step.
Right?
That will work.
I promise you, it's mad simple. Yeah. But it's not gonna be like this complicated though. Like this is a hard question right here. Mhm. Like y'all ain't even see it, but I was over here counting my fingers and all that. Like I wasn't even sure. Yeah. All right, how y'all want to do this? No pressure. Hmm? No, like what technique you want to do? You want to complete the square? They want the answer for X.
Oh,
Yeah, but oh, you want to complete the square?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. So we're gonna subtract 7 over here. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So now I got 25 x squared plus 25x is equal to -7. And what do I do after that? Before that. So we completing the square. So say it again. No. No, not add, not factor it. So we're completing the square. So my A has to be 1, right? And how do I make it 1? Divide by 25. So everybody gets divided by 25. All right. And this gets divided by 25. So now what do we have? We have x squared plus x is equal to -7 over 25. All right. What do I do after that now? What's that formula? All right. So we got -b over 2a squared. Help me out. What's b? 1. Very good. Over 2 times 1. Good. Squared. So this becomes, what's this, like -1 over 2 squared? Help me out. What's that? 1 over, no, 1 over 4. Very good. So now I want to add that to both sides of the equation, right? So I'm going to add 1 over 4 here. I'm going to add 1 over 4 here, right? So you already know, let's factor this. This is going to become what? X plus or minus? Plus what? Don't overthink it. No, don't overthink it. No. 1 over 2. Right? Which is equal to, and then you just add these together. Oh Lord, that's a 25 and a 4. It's got to be like 100, right? Huh? A half and a 4?
He said it's not because
Yeah. Let me think. Hold on. Nah, it is 1/2. Because 1/2 times 1/2 is 1 over 4, and 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. Yeah. Nah, it works. Whatever it is that you square in, that's what's gonna be in that factor all the time. So anyway, let's finish it. So this is like, oh shoot, 7. 7 is 14, 28. That's like -28 plus 25. So what is that, like -3? Am I right about that? I think that's -3. Yeah, -3 over 100. Something like that. Right? And then you already know what I want to do, right? I want to solve for x, so I'm going to square root this. So what I do to one side, I do to the other. So this becomes what? X plus 1/2 is equal to, what's that? I square root 3 over 10 plus or minus. Now we're going to subtract the 1/2 over here. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Right? So final answer, x is equal to -1/2 plus or minus I square root 3 over 10. How'd I get the 3? So this part right here,
Plus.
yeah, not 40, -28. Yeah, plus 25 over 100. Yeah. And then square root, blah, 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 all that stuff. What a question. Yikes. Hell no. But y'all should know how to do it though. Quadratic formula. Yeah. Quadratic formula would have given you the right answer. Yeah, real simple and nice, man. I would do the quadratic formula for everything because that's mad simple. You just find A, B, C, and then plug it in, and that's it. Light work, you know? Yeah.
That's different than the negative b over a squared, correct?
Uh-huh.
That's the negative plus minus squared.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, you're looking at this. Oh, the -3, see? You see how it's -3 up there? So it's gonna be square root. No, yeah, square root -1 times square root 3. So that's gonna be I square root 3. Yeah. And that's on the sheet as well, in case anything. I'm like looking at this and I feel a certain type of way about it. Because I don't like that they don't have the same denominators here. But it's okay. Whatever. And no, you're not gonna get any question like that, 25, whatever nonsense. All right, what y'all want to do? Talk to me. No wrong answers. What y'all want to do?
I have a question
Uh-huh.
for that.
Uh-huh.
If it's like, X, like,
F of x is a half, like so like f of a half.
yeah, but like, X is a half.
Mhm.
What do you do?
I don't get that. I don't get that.
Plug in 1/2.
1/2.
Yeah, so just plug it in. Replace the x with half. And then you just do the math on it, square it, whatever, add it. Yeah. Depends on the function that they give you. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. No doubt. So help me out for quadratic formula. What's A? What's B? And what's
So
C?
you start from the beginning.
Yeah, you don't change nothing, just as long as it's in this formula, right? As long as it's in the standard formula, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. As long as it's in that formula, you could use it, right? And by the way, that's on the sheet as well, if you're wondering. So what's A? Good. What's B? And what's C? Exactly, right? We'll go straight to the formula. X is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. Just plug it in. No problem. So we have negative times b, what's that, 6? Plus or minus the square root, what's this, 6 squared, right? Minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 2, all divided by 2 times a, which is 1, right? Then you just gotta do the math on it. Simple. -6 plus or minus the square root. What's this? 36 minus 8, I think. All over 2. And then 36 minus 8, what's that, like 28, I think? So -6 plus or minus square root 28. All divided by 2. And then 28 is like what, 4 times 7? So -6 plus or minus square root 4 times 7 over 2. And then you already know square root of 4 is 2. So I have -6 plus or minus 2 square root 7 over 2. And we can reduce this a little bit, right? This is like -6 over 2 plus or minus 2 square root 7 over 2. So the 2's can cancel. This could go into 1. This goes in -3. So final answer, -3 plus or minus square root 7. Right? And that's it. If it was web work, you know, you'd have to have 2 answers. You'd have to have that -3 minus square root 7, comma with the +3. Excuse me, -3 plus square root 7, right? If it was web work, you'd have them. You'd have those 2 answers. Yeah. Light work. Yeah, with the plus or the minus, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, so you can't have.
Yeah. Right. So I'm looking for either one of those 2 answers. Either you're gonna give me the plus or minus one, or you're gonna give me the 2 of them separated, right? Gosh, finally, now we're talking. Actually, you know what? Not even gonna waste my time on that. Just jump straight to this. Yeah, we got, I'm skipping a question though, right? One of the questions that's asking you like to go from like radian to degrees or whatever, like y'all know how to do that already. You don't? It's on the formula sheet. Just copy.
180 over pi.
Yeah,
Well, pi over the-
yeah,
Pi over 180 is degrees.
yeah.
Oh,
All right, let's get into something more nice. Yeah, right. So I have this triangle right here. Help me out. What's the hypotenuse? How do I find that? Tell me the formula.
A squared.
Uh-huh. Plus b squared equals c squared. Very good. And then what's a? 3 squared, good, plus 2 squared equals c squared, right? So this is 9 plus 4 is equal to c squared. That's a 2, yeah. All right. So 9 plus 4, what's that, like 13? Is equal to c squared. So you get c by itself, I'm going to square root it. I do to one side, do to the other. So c is equal to square root of 13. So this is square root of 13. All right, help me out. What's sine of x? Exactly, 2 over square root 13. But as you know, that's illegal, so I have to rationalize the denominator, multiply by square root 13 over square root 13. So this is what, 2 square root 13 over 13. What about cosine? Help me out. Three over the square root of 13, very good. But as you know, gotta multiply by the same thing to get rid of the radical in the denominator, square root 13. So this becomes 3 square root 13 over 13. How about the tan? What's tan? 2 over 3, very good. That's that 2 over 3. What's that cotan? Three over 2, very good. That 3 over 2. What's that secant? Square root 13 over what? Over 3? Yeah, that's right. And what's that cosecant? Square root 13 over 2. Very good. I'm impressed. All right. So I do see that that's the time. I mean, the last question that we could look at. Again, this is all from WebWork. If you're wondering where I'm getting these from, right? This is all from WebWork. So we have this question here that's saying like, what is sine of A, cosine of A, et cetera, right? Now you remember we have two special right triangles, right? So we have the 30, 60, 90-degree triangle. Opposite the 30-degree angle is 1, right? Hypotenuse is 2, and then this is radical 3. And then we have the 45 degree triangle, right? And then the legs are 1, 1, radical 2. From these two triangles, you can answer these questions right here, right? So if they say, what is sine of 30 degrees, right? You look at the 30-degree angle, which is right here, opposite over hypotenuse, right? So that's like what? 1 over 2, etc. Right? We did this already in class last class, but that's the secret to figure it out. Just remember them two special right triangles, and that's it. All right. Tomorrow we're gonna what's it called? Tomorrow we're gonna have some more practice, basically. All right, for the final. All right. We're gonna do another practice exam. You guys can do one at home. Y'all have it on WebWork. That's what you saw me go through today. All right, you guys can do that as well. Catch up on your homework. Right? Look at the review sheet that I gave you, right? I might, the one that I gave you yesterday, right? I'm gonna put in the announcement again today as well, right? So look and see if there's anything on that review sheet that you don't understand, right? And then tomorrow we can answer that, right? And my fault, I clicked on the wrong button. So if anybody has any questions, I'll take them now. Yeah, I just wanted to run through this. So, yeah, this is recorded right now. Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost there. Yeah, progress was made, but I didn't finish. So, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have it totally done. Yeah, I'm gonna have it totally done. I already got the answer key. Yeah, so this one is, so we do it from radian to degrees, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna multiply by 180 over pi. Right? Yeah, so give me one of those real quick. What you got? 3 over 2. So you're gonna multiply this, right, by 180 over pi, just like that, right? So you can see it on the board over here, right? So 2 goes into 2 ones, 2 goes into 180, I think, what, 90 times? So your answer will be 270 divided by pi. Then that's it. You know? So all of them just multiply by 180 over pi. All of them.
So but you have to find this sign first,
For which one?
like you have to.
One of these?
Right, you have to use this, knowing which one's going.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which one you do though. Like you just follow the formula sheet. Yeah, look at the trig formula sheet and then you'll see it there. Bilal, Albert, wait 1 second. Let me do this and then I'll give you.
Second one have 2 pi 3.
2 pi over 3 like that?
Yeah.
All right. So the same thing, just multiply it by the 180 over pi. So what's gonna happen? The pi's will cancel, right? And then you could say that 3 goes into 3 ones, 3 goes into 180. What's that, like 30 times? No, not 30, 60 times? Yeah, 60 times, right? Let me think. Yeah. 3/2? Oh, no, that's a question. That's a question that's being asked. So after that, you just multiply straight across, so that's like what, 120? And that's it. Huh? Yeah. All right, try the rest of those real quick. Let me do these.
So that's where I was confused, so
What's that?
we're using the 180 over 5 because it's trying to.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Something good to know, but something that's not gonna be on your test.
Is it? None of it?
No, just this question with the radian and degrees.
It's not gonna be?
But good to know though.
Right.
Give me 1 second. I'll take more questions in a minute, so let me do something real quick. But if y'all want to work together, do some homework, go ahead. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Whatever you want. Could be today, could be tomorrow, whatever.
That's what I do. It's fine. Oh, I got that one.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. All right, no problem. Yeah. All right, I'll see you, man. Have a good night, man. All right, Bilal, Albert. You? All right. So, yeah. So questions, anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. What you got? I'll see you. Have a good night. Let's go ahead. Say it again? I got you. I'm taking a look. Wait, 1 second. Just give me one. Equals 0. All right, so you can do this however you want to do. If you want to complete the square, quadratic formula, what you want to do. It don't matter. I complete the square. All right. So you're gonna add 2 over here because you want to isolate the constant term first, right? What you do to one side, you do to the other. So you have the x squared plus 2x is equal to 2, right? And then now you want to get that formula, negative b over 2a squared. And I can use this because my a term is 1 now, right? Just plug it in. So this is going to be negative times what? 2 divided by 2 times 1 and then squared. And then that's going to be equal to what? Negative 1 squared, which is positive 1. So we're going to add 1 here, add 1 here. This is going to become what? X, what? Plus or minus? Like, what's the factor gonna be? Good. And then what's it gonna be here? 1, good. Equals 2 plus 1 is 3. And then now I want to solve for x, right? So I'm gonna square root both sides. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other, right? So these will cancel out. So I have x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus square root 3. Then you're gonna subtract 1. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So now we got two answers, right? This equals negative 1 plus or minus square root 3. So that's going to be what? Negative 1 minus square root 3 and negative 1 plus square root 3. Just separate them by a comma. That's it.
One
Uh-huh.
or three.
Minus square root 3. And then the other one is negative 1 plus square root 3. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You got it? All right. What's up, man? Are you good? Good? All right. Right. Something wrong? All right, I'm gonna take a look. Where's number 3? Number 3? Yeah. Oh, I see you got it here, but I need the graph with that though, right? Solve and graph.
Oh, you wanted the graph.
Yeah, that too. It's
Okay.
all right, man. Add that. Take a look at this one real quick.
Okay.
So good. So, damn, man. Did that good. So we're looking for D. All right, that's good. I realized the way I graded test 1 though, like it's not clear if you did it like good or not. All right, that's what I'm looking for.
You're gonna get children tomorrow,
Yeah, I'll be there.
so I could finish
You can pull up, yeah.
like I'm gonna pull up to finish.
Yeah, that's cool. Got you. Yeah, man, pull up, man. It'll be good.
Oh,
Mhm.
individual.
180 over pi, so it's just 180 divided by 4. Got it wrong? Yeah, what's that? You typed in 45? Really? That shouldn't be. My fault. 4 times 180. Yeah. Plus.
Plus,
Plus.
plus. Over here,
Yeah. No, not equal plus. Yeah, same thing, you know, just isolate the term, negative b, that's the. You almost did, I know, good.
22 hours.
Got you, man.
Alright, Chris.
Got it done?
So I just lightly shaded it. Just so I can look.
It's not supposed to be a line, it's not all of that, it's just a straight line,
What you mean?
like. This. So regular line, alright, tomorrow, man.
Oh,
I'll catch up
okay, I
with
thought
you,
you
man.
wanted to go.
Yeah. And then you find out like -9 or whatever. You just like shade it.
Okay.
All right, good night, man. I'm gonna catch up with you, man. All right, man. Tomorrow. You have B?
Have what?
Oh, here it is. F.
Is it negative to the left or to the right?
Depends what answer did you have. Greater than or less.
Oh, that's left. So that's greater.
It's greater than, so it's to the right.
The negative is to the right.
Uh-huh.
Go like this.
The other way. Like its older number is bigger than -9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then this one needs redoing. But there's two of them actually. It's this one. And 2B. So this and 2B.
You said it needs to be redone.
Yeah. So you're almost there with 2B, right? The thing is that the answer is like y equals a number. It's not just the factor, it's y
Oh,
equals
so
a
you want
number.
me to set them equal to 0?
Exactly.
Okay.
You give me an answer, yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this down. Is that all right? Take this down?
Yeah.
It's all right. It's in the video. It's in the video, yeah.